Now that we got your attention, Professor, get ready for the best presentation you have seen all year. Today, we're going to be covering business intelligence and data analytics for effective strategy decision making. Today, I'm accompanied by your favorite student, Ty, and his assistant, John. We'll be covering AMC Theaters, a comprehensive business analysis. We'll be going company overview, competitive strategy, SWOT, code analysis, and our recommendations for the company moving forward. Hold on to your seats. All right, take it away.
All right, I appreciate the introduction, John. Greetings, Professor Merck. Today we're going to be sharing with you company overview of AMC Theaters, the world's largest movie theater chain with thousands of screens across multiple locations. Despite its long-standing presence in the industry, AMC has faced major challenges since the 2020 pandemic. This includes declining ticket sales and increasing competition from home entertainment platforms. Traditional competition from Regal Cinemas, Cinemark, Cineplex, and Marcus Theaters still remain strong rivals, while streaming giants and icons like Netflix, Disney, and HBO Max continue to pull audiences away from theaters. I myself was a movie goer before the pandemic, and actually my children were too young to go and sit through a whole film. But since the pandemic, we've maybe been to one movie in the last 5 years. So as you can see, the data matches the anecdotal evidence that we're seeing around the world and here in Hawaii. With many locations underperforming, AMC is working to refine its business model by leveraging data driven strategies to increase customer retention, optimize revenue, and create a more immersive movie going experience. Next slide, please, John.
There we go.
All right, I appreciate it. So
Welcome.
thank you, brother. So discuss the competitive advantage and strategy. We must first talk about how AMC differentiates itself from streaming services. AMC offers premium in theater experiences that at home viewing cannot replicate. So, all the streaming giants, as much content and new original content they might have, the in theater experience is something that cannot be replicated at home. The company relies on a combination of differentiation and cost leadership strategies to stay ahead of the competition. By investing in technologies like IMAX, Dolby Cinema, and other enhanced viewing technologies, AMC continues to draw audiences seeking high quality entertainment. To
Couldn't
further
have said it.
analyze this competitive strategy, John, would you mind sharing some of Porter's five forces in the Porter's five forces analysis?
Absolutely. And I couldn't have explained that better myself, and I appreciate the flawless transition. So what we did was we used Porter's five forces to understand AMC's competitive environment. Threat of new entrants. Right now, we perceive it to be low to moderate, as the movie theater industry requires substantial capital investment, basically overhead, the build, permits, staffing, maintenance. It's just a high capital investment to keep the big engine going. Niche players like VR also these threats pose a risk. For example, I'm traditional. I like going to sit in the theater and relaxing and just watching the show. These virtual reality theaters are a fan amongst my kids. They want to be mist. They want to have the mist on it from the ocean spray. They want their seats to go up and down. They want the fans blowing on their wind, 3D effect, and all of these things are a threat and risk potential to traditional AMC theaters. Uh, Bargaining power of suppliers, we view this to be moderate. AMC is dependent on major film studios and technology providers like IMAX, Dolby, but some leverage due to its size. And what that means is the technology to the studios, they have to produce these movies. These movies have to be worth you leaving your home and traveling and paying the ticket to come see the theater. So they're relying on someone else making an effective product, which is a major film, to be sold in their theaters to draw the crowd. So they are kind of not handicapped, but dependent on the development of positive films by filmmakers themselves. Buying power is high. We predict this to be high due to increasing number of entertainment options available to customers, which forces AMC to constantly innovate and improve its offerings. You have all of these platforms that keep you at home for a small subscription amount, and even though it's not the newest movie out, it's still entertaining enough for you to stay home, not come out to AMC. Something that they have to continue to innovate on and improve their offerings. Threat of substitutes is very high. Streaming platforms continue to attract moviegoers with convenience and affordability. There's self-homemade movies on YouTube, reality shows, people just following around on their daily lives, and also digitally made movies where have a lower cost than the traditional film, which people can still receive full entertainment by the comfort of their own home for a fraction of the price, or possibly even free, depending on the streaming site. Finally, the industry rivals is clearly fierce. With both potential theaters and streaming services competing for audience attention, AMC has to stay focused, get on the ball, and find a way to make the leaving your home and the ticket price worth the theatrical experience. We've also noticed with AMC, we did their SWOT analysis. They have great strengths. AMC gives key strength lies in its strong brand recognition. When you go there, you know your experience, you're satisfied with your experience, and you're eager to come again. Their largest theater chain globally, fostering high customer loyalty. The company also offers advanced theater technology, as mentioned, IMAX, Dolby Cinema, which enhances the movie experience and draws customers who want a superior viewing experience. And I speak to that personally because there's certain movies that I know are going to have a lot of events and graphics and scenes and great cinematic effects. I'm going to take my butt to the theater because I want that full theater experience that at home I just won't be able to get. And I love that experience personally. And I do plot my experiences to AMC based on movies that are out and playing. And I will pay for that high ticket and leave my house. Uh, with a wide global reach, AMC ensures accessibility in key markets, both metropolitan and suburban areas. Additionally, AMC's loyalty programs. Who doesn't like to save money? So AMC Stubs and A-List have proven effective to driving repeat visits and generating consistent revenue. If you can provide a client a service and provide them a saving so that they can continue to shop with you, it's an amazing idea and one of their strongest platforms that they're bringing out to get people to stay loyal. Now, what do you think about their weaknesses, Kai?
Oh, I'm so glad that we started this SWOT analysis for AMC. This is the SWOT analysis tool is important because it provides a structured framework for understanding this organization's internal strengths, weaknesses, as well as external opportunities and threats, which helps making informed decisions and developing effective strategies. So let's dig into the weaknesses. A slice of humble pie. Every successful businesses has the humility to understand their weaknesses. So as we get into the analysis, let's get right into it. First on the list, high operational costs, leasing, staffing, maintenance of premium technology, and keeping up with the trends results in very high expenses. Number two, dependence on blockbusters. AMC does not have original content to produce or showcase. It relies heavily on major Hollywood releases, making it vulnerable to box office fluctuations. The debt burden. Analyzing public data, as well as there's a link on the AMC website for investor relations. We love this type of transparency because it helps build that relationships with its investors, and the stakeholders are able to share what's going on. So analyzing the the internal relations as well as the public data from Statista.com. The company carries significant debt due to past expansions, financial struggles, and limiting investment flexibility. And finally, limited content control. As I mentioned before, unlike the streaming services, AMC does not produce original content, making it solely reliant on studios for film supply. Next slide, please.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you, John. So,
Like,
after a nice serving of humble pie, where can we go? What can we do with this information? And it's very important that companies study the opportunities, the O in the SWOT analysis tool. AMC has a potential to grow in experiential entertainment, meaning there's an increased demand for unique immersive experiences, such as interactive screenings and themed events that can actually allow the community to come in and share using the theaters, brick and mortar stores as their platform, a place to meet. Number two, another opportunity. If you can't beat them, what do we say, John?
we join
You
them.
show
We join them.
exactly. So streaming partnerships, collaborations with streaming platforms to offer exclusive theatrical releases could be an opportunity that we can leverage. Third, expansion into alternative revenue streams, private theater rentals, thinking outside of the box, esports events, and corporate partnerships can help diversify income sources. Another opportunity that AMC could consider, and Dr. Merck, you're going to love this one, leveraging data analytics. Now, if there's one thing we learn, if you're not leveraging data analytics, you're going down a dead end street. Enhancing personalization and targeting, segmenting markets to improve customer engagement is crucial for any business, especially for a multi-million company like AMC. So we talk about weaknesses, opportunities. What do we need to look out for, John?
Threats, threats, threats. What is going to damage? Is AMC going to be the new blockbuster video? Are they going to not keep their eye focused on the future and the tidal wave that's coming? They can wash them ashore and put them out of the ocean with the big boys, swimming with the big fish. So the biggest threat to AMC is their growing dominance of streaming, the growing dominance of streaming platforms. It's tough to compete with Netflix, Disney Plus, HBO Max, and the list goes on and on. There are even free platforms you can binge on YouTube, and it's the entertainment for visual effects is becoming so competitive with social media and on and on and on. And what this does is it pulls audiences away from the theaters, which is bad business for AMC. So we need to think of, or the AMC should be thinking of changing consumer behavior is another threat, particularly among younger generations who prefer on-demand content at home viewing. Economic downturns such as inflation, recessions, reduced disabled income, excuse me, reduced disposable income due to recessions, which affects ticket and concession sales and people to just have extra money to have extra curriculum activity. Family of five goes out. They're going to spend a few $100s just to watch a movie. If it's not in their budget, AMC suffers. They'll take that entertainment at a lower cost at home or they sit around the fireplace and read a book. Regulatory and industrial shifts, such as changes to film distribution models, shorter theatrical windows, can hurt AMC's profitability and market position. Let's see. The matrix strategies that we're looking at is it provides the strategic options for AMC. SO strategy leverages AMC's strong brand. WO strategy, diversity, content offering by including niche independent films, event-based screenings to attract a wider range of audiences. ST strategies strengthen loyalty programs and subscription models to encourage repeat visits and increase customer retention.
That's
W,
awesome, John. How about let's pull up that slide for the Toes Matrix strategies for our audience at home.
let's do that. Okay, fast forwarded myself. I appreciate that. Let's kick it back into gear. Okay, so Tools Matrix provides strategic options for AMC, and it's like I said, it's based on the SWOT analysis. We covered the SO strategy, WO strategy, the ST strategy, and the WT strategy, which repurpose underperforming locations for alternate experiences like esports or private theater rentals to generate additional revenue streams. And appreciate that quarterback for me. Let's move on to our next slide. What recommendations would you have based on this information?
I appreciate you sharing that TOES analysis with us. So, based on the SWOT and TOES analysis, we have a few recommendations that AMC should focus on. First, expand exclusive content deals. AMC should consider partnering with studios and streaming platforms to offer limited time theatrical exclusives before digital releases. Trying to capture some of that target audience that are excited, waiting for that movie to come out. If AMC is able to produce an early screening, you'll be able to take some of that market share. Second recommendation, further enhancing the customer experience. Although AMC prides itself in a leader of using the newest technologies in sound and vision, they can continue to improve in-theater offerings such as premium seating. We love a nice big old comfy reclining chair. I know I do.
Absolutely.
Interactive movie nights and VIP memberships for customer retention and repeat visits. AMC is also, we recommend that they invest more in data driven decision making. Utilize predictive analytics to optimize movie schedules, pricing, and marketing campaigns. If it's in the data, we can be sure that we can make some prescriptive moves to further benefit AMC as a whole.
The
Number
right
four,
data always wins.
the data, the devil's in the data.
Devil's in the data. I like that.
Reducing operational costs. Close underperforming locations. So we need to close underperforming locations, possibly repurpose theaters for alternative entertainment experiences, or maybe upgrading their sound and vision. Esports events or private rentals are some of the thoughts that we recommend based on our SWOTs and TOES analysis. And finally, strengthening digital engagement. In the world of social media, if you're not leveraging this free advertisement, the free marketing experience, it's a losing game. So we recommend that AMC enhance their mobile app with AI-driven personalized recommendations, mobile ticketing, and offering loyalty perks to increase repeat visits. Next slide, please, John.
Absolutely.
So how do we know our moves are working? This is why key performance indicators or KPI and benchmarks are so important. Are we moving in the direction that we mean to? Are we not? Are we ignoring the SWOTs and TOES analysis? Are we not using it to the best of our benefit? So here's a few key KPIs and benchmarks to consider. First, getting butts in the seats. So understanding theater attendance trends, we can better make prescriptive decisions, data-driven decisions. AMC reported a 31% increase in total revenues in quarter three of the previous 2024 year compared to quarter two and 24, indicating a significant rise in ticket sales. What did we do for ticket sales to increase? How can we leverage that action moving forward in 2025? Audience demographics. The Cinemas Foundation's March 2023 report emphasizes the communal aspect of moviegoing. This highlights customer demand for a diverse theater experience. Another KPI and benchmark to consider, concession sales. Food and beverage are an important part of AMC's revenue. AMC's concession revenue per patron increased by a whopping 48% between 2019 and 2023, outpacing average ticket price growth. Also, the introduction of collectible concession items, such as novelty popcorn buckets, contributed to 54 million in revenue in 2023 alone. A link is provided in our paper discussing the novelty popcorn buckets. Third, customer retention rates. Are we bringing customers back? AMC's loyalty programs, including AMC's Stubs and A-List, have been instrumental in driving repeat visits and fostering customer loyalty. And let the data speak for itself. As I mentioned before, AMC's transparency, they have an investors webpage or a link on their home site where you can see the data. Number four, benchmarking against competitors. For example, during Black Friday weekend, AMC and Cinemark experienced a 263% surge in theater visits compared to the daily average visits from June 2023 to December 2024. This actually surpassed, John, pre-pandemic levels. So there's
Nice.
hope. There's hope.
There's hope. Yeah, the numbers are looking good. It's going up.
The numbers are looking good. And finally, AMC's strategic initiatives, such as expanding premium format screens, as we mentioned, like IMAX and Dolby Cinema, have positioned it competitively against other major chains, like we mentioned before, the main competitors in Regal and Cinemark. Whew, that's a lot to consider, but if you're not considering it, that could be your death sentence.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I just want to go ahead and point out that you've been such an amazing classmate throughout this entire program. Watching you present has always been to the highest standard. Cool, calm, collective, informative, and your strength in finding the data that matters. It's even before this class. I just really like to thank you and appreciate you and give you a shout out and let the professor know that he's got the top student in class and he was fortunate enough to work with me, and I appreciate you borrowing him to be professor.
Hey, John, as we talked about in class, teamwork makes the dream work. If you have
Amen.
one individual doing everything, your company won't succeed. We got to get that total understanding across the board. And I'm glad that you got you as a partner. Let's wrap this up as we dig into data management and infrastructure.
Got it. How did they build the machine behind the scene? AMC Theater uses Oracle Fusion Cloud ERP, which integrates procurement, financial, and supplier data to streamline operations. Cloud-based infrastructure provides real-time data access, supporting faster decision making and increased operational agility. The transition to Oracle Cloud saved AMC $1 million in the first year, significantly improving cost management and allowing the company to better manage inflation, supply chain distribution. Mobile functionality also enables remote decision making, which contributes to improved operational effectiveness and competitive positioning in the marketplace. Allows them to communicate internationally and nationally and globally. Great tool, great improvements, and who doesn't want to save $1 million? AMC business intelligence tools such as Oracle Cloud ERP to enhance decision-making skills and optimize operations across various functions. They employs predictive analytics to anticipate customers' demand, refine movie scheduling, and adjust pricing remodels, dynamically ensuring they meet customer needs to maximize revenue. KPI reporting. The real-time data helps AMC maintain cost efficiency, track procurement cycles, and monitor supplier relationships because you have to keep your suppliers happy to keep the engine going. AMC also utilizes customer insights from the mobile app and link applications that tailors its offerings, enhances customer experience, and builds brand loyalty. And the theater is a repeat business, a repeat customer. Keep them coming back. What drew me to AMC and what we decided to do it together, what I liked about it is that I found it very interesting to explore how AMC faces challenges from streaming services like Netflix and changing customer behavior, understanding how these factors affect their business models was very eye-opening. How competitive is AMC, what they're doing and how they're using big data to stay alive in the game and not only stay alive, but maintain their global presence, keep profit, and keep all of these people employed. Because not only that AMC is an engine for entertainment, it's also a big part of the community. People depend on these jobs to pay their bills.
True.
Very important for the cycle of operation. Keep the money flowing. AMC technology investments. I enjoy learning about the AMC and how to use advanced technologies, IMAX, Dolby Cinema for differentiate itself from its competitors. These innovations are great for the movie going experience and make it very unique to compare the home viewing. Covered SWOT, their tolls frameworks, very helpful in breaking down AMC's internal and external factors, and it helped me see how AMC leverages its strengths and addresses weaknesses. Oracle, I also found it fascinating to learn about the AMC uses Oracle Cloud for managing data and operations, and this is a streamlines processes, making AMC more efficient and responsive. Use technology to save money. Who can't get behind that in 2025? And I'm gonna go ahead and kick this over to your fabulous experience. And I was very happy to hear some of your points. And I know you are too, Professor. Here we have our best student in the class.
Thank you, John. I really like how you talked about AMC leveraging using the Oracle platform. Now, when you see businesses leveraging platforms like this and finding success, we'll be fools as entrepreneurs not to consider these platforms for our own businesses. So it was very interesting to see that this multi-million dollar company coming out of the darkness from the pandemic, utilizing data-driven decisions like that Oracle platform. For me, myself, I really liked analyzing AMC's challenges. I found it interesting to explore how AMC faces challenges from streaming services, like we talked about Netflix and Hulu, and how it's changing consumer behavior. Understanding how these factors affect their business model was quite eye opening. I also like learning about AMC's technologies and how they invest in their technologies. AMC uses advanced technologies like the IMAX and Dolby Cinema to differentiate itself from the competitors. These innovations enhance the movie going experience and make it a unique experience compared to watching at home on your couch. I also enjoyed analyzing, going through the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, and as well as the tools analysis. As I mentioned before, this is an important framework that's very helpful in breaking down AMC's internal and external factors that make them successful or make things that may cause concern. It helped me see how AMC leverages its strengths and addresses its weaknesses. As I mentioned before, the Oracle Cloud ERP. It's fascinating how AMC uses Oracle Cloud ERP for managing data and operations, especially for such a big corporation like AMC. It appears that this system streamlines processes, making AMC a lot more efficient and responsive. Two things that would help any business grow or get out of a dark time. Overall, I gain insights into innovation in the movie industry. Learning about history so it doesn't repeat itself is something that, as an educator, we talk about all the time. I gain a deeper understanding of how companies like AMC must continuously innovate to stay relevant in a rapidly changing entertainment industry. You must be flexible. You must be able to pivot before things get bad to put yourself in a more better position to ride out the rough waves. And lastly, I really enjoyed understanding technology's role in competition. I learned how businesses leverage new technologies like premium formats and data analytics to stay competitive and to meet customer expectations. So, overall, John, if we could go to the next slide,
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. So, summary and takeaways. AMC is adapting to a rapidly changing entertainment landscape. If there's one thing you can count on, that's change. And AMC is doing a good job of moving through these changes since the pandemic. AMC also leverages business intelligence, and if they continue to do so, they can refine their pricing strategies and improve customer engagement. If they focus on premium formats and exclusive content offerings, they will continue to differentiate themselves from other competitors, the other movie giants like Cineplex and Cinemax, as we mentioned, but also against the icons and streaming services like Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus. And lastly, data-driven decision making is essential for AMC's sustained success, as it is for any business, any case study that we've come across through in this course this semester. Wouldn't you agree, John?
I totally agree. Facts. It's an amazing tool. The proof is in the pudding. It's essentially putting that red dot on your target and moving towards it. And that's what data does. It explains to you what to do.
This is an awesome exercise in just another case study to really identify things that work, don't work, and how do we address these things to keep it thriving and to avoid total collapse.
Yep.
It's been a
And then
great time, John.
awesome. Thank you so much. And again, data. As long as you have the right data, you're able to find bottlenecks, ways of improvement, necessary, unnecessary items, and actionable data. I think my favorite thing in thinking of now and saying goodbye to the class for this period is the accurate data or action data, excuse me, action data. Like we can get data from anywhere, but what do we need to focus on that will affect profit and growth? Action data will be my bedtime story to myself tonight. And I thank you for that, Professor, and for your time and attention during this presentation. We've covered a lot of ground from AMC's current challenges to the strategies it can adapt for future success. If you do have any questions for us, feel free to send us an email, and we'll be happy to discuss how AMC can continue to thrive in this ever changing entertainment landscape. We are extremely happy to provide further details or any clarification on any points we've discussed today. And a heartfelt thank you. Happy to be in your class. Hope to have many more in the future. And aloha from Eva Beach.
Aloha from Kaneohe. If you have any questions, as John mentioned, feel free to email us. For your convenience, we've added a reference page and links to the different data that we found throughout this investigative report.
Absolutely. Aloha.
Aloha, hui hou.